Okay, so if you're ready to start learning to code, make sure you pay attention in this video because I'm going to be giving you 3 websites that you can use to start learning to code for free. And no, you don't need to buy a new computer or a bunch of books to start learning to code. The best way to start is right now by doing online interactive coding tutorials. You can find a lot of these tutorials online for free, so make sure to take advantage of that first by using free resources to help you to see what learning to code is actually about before you spend a bunch of money buying a course you might not be able to commit to. Okay? So in this video, I'm going to be sharing 3 resources that I use to teach myself coding basics, and I still use these resources today to teach the students in my coding bootcamp. My name is TJ Oyenigi, and I'm a self-taught software engineer that still works as a software engineer while teaching beginners like yourself how to code. Now, you can check the description below to learn more about my coding bootcamp, where you can learn to code with me as your mentor. And you also find the links to all 3 websites that I'll be talking about in this video in the description below, so make sure that you check that as well. Now, let's get to it. The first website that all beginners should start with when learning to code is Codecademy. And honestly, I wish they were sponsoring this video, but they're not, so that's not why I'm recommending them. But if you want to learn to code, you have to learn the basics by typing along so you can really start to build that brain and hand coordination and start doing the act of actually writing code. And Codecademy has some of the best interactive coding tutorials that teach you how to code by having you type along as you're learning. And you don't learn to code by watching a bunch of videos. I see too many people just sitting around watching videos. You learn to code by actually writing code. So don't waste time buying books. This is not a college class. Learning to code is a practical skill that you learn best by doing. And I say don't bother buying books because one of the acts of being a programmer is learning how to quickly search information online when you need to quickly understand something. So don't get me wrong, books are valuable, but you don't need books right now when you're just starting out learning the basics. So to get started learning to code by typing along as you're learning, Codecademy is amazing when it comes to that. And it's free. The free version has all you need to learn the basics of any technology that you're interested in. And Codecademy has tutorials for programming languages, and it even covers most of the technologies that you need to learn if you're interested in front-end web development, back-end, data science, machine learning, even cloud computing. You name it, Codecademy has a tutorial for it. So if you're wondering what you should learn first, check the description below to see the coding curriculum that I teach to the students in my coding bootcamp. Most of the tutorials I use to teach my students, the basics, are from Codecademy. So you'll be able to start learning to code right away by downloading that coding curriculum and getting started. Moving on next, W3 Schools is the second website you need to know because while learning the basics of a technology, you're going to have a lot of questions and need to look stuff up and see different examples to help you understand the basics. So instead of looking for a book, you can use W3 Schools to help you see interactive examples that you can play with. Now, this website provides lots of good examples for most technologies, so you'll be able to see another explanation for something that you're learning, and you also get to play around with the example to help you to better understand whatever concept that you're working on. And that's how you really learn to code. When you get stuck on something, you look up more information about it and read through other examples to see some of the different ways to implement the technology that you're learning. And that's going to help you to better understand it. W3 Schools has a reference that you can use, which is kind of like a list of all the different terms and methods for a technology, which makes it a lot easier for you to easily look something up when you're trying to learn more about it. They even have their own tutorials as well, and these tutorials have interactive examples where you can actually tweak the code so that you can learn more about the actual impact of the code changes that you're making. And that's what you should be doing when you use W3 Schools as a resource. When you look up some code that you're having trouble understanding, play around with the examples that you see in W3 Schools so that you can learn more about how that code is actually working. Because if you want to become a software engineer, you have to start getting comfortable playing around with code and trying out different things to see what type of effect those code changes you're making. And if you're not sure what to look up on this website, don't even worry about that. I already have a coding curriculum created that has links to all the resources that you should use to help you to start learning to code for free. So check the description below and you'll find that coding curriculum. And now let's talk about the third website to use to help you to learn to code, and that's W3 Resource. This is going to be a great website to use to find practice problems to help you better understand almost any technology. Now, even though W3 Resource has their own tutorials, where this website shines is with practice problems and the exercise section. So just for example, let's say that you go to this website and you go to the JavaScript section of this website and you scroll down. You'll see a section that says JavaScript exercises. Now, these are practice problems that are broken down into different categories to help you focus on different aspects of JavaScript. It's a really great resource, and I use it to teach my students and help them build their confidence with JavaScript by giving them different practice problems to work on from different sections. And to really hammer that in, learning to code is about using code to solve problems. So when you come up with solutions in your head, you need to be able to translate that to code. And the best way to get good at doing that is by doing practice problems. So W3 Resource is going to be a really important resource for you to use when it comes to you getting experience doing practice problems. And the practice problems even have solutions there so that you can see different ways of solving the same problem. So make sure that you read through those solutions as well, because when it comes to programming, there are different ways to solve the same problem. And there's a lot of value in reading other solutions that other people use, because that can help you to learn something new and help you to just think about how to solve something from a different perspective. The more perspectives and different ways of solving problems that you understand, the easier it'll be to solve other problems in the future. And that's it. The 3 websites that you need to start learning to code for free are Codecademy, W3 Schools, and W3 Resource. You can find the links to all 3 websites below in the description, and also make sure to download my coding curriculum that has all of these resources organized for you so that you can start learning to code right away. So comment below thank you if you found this video helpful, and let me know if you have any questions when it comes to learning to code.